I'll get in trouble for that. All right, good to see. I wouldn't say everybody, but yeah, good day. 2 days after the game, morning practice. Just trying to stay sharp on these 10 a.m. starts. So it's a good day. So we'll have an ACT later, and then obviously traveling to Green Bay on Wednesday.
The team announced that Uchenna passed his physical. What's the
Yeah.
next step?
Yeah, really. I mean, look, it's exciting because we're to my knowledge, we're ahead of schedule, which is really cool. So I know Chenna's been working his tail off, which is par for the course for him. And our training staff just had a great plan. Guys done a great job, and so yeah, so he's going to be back with us. So he's going to start we have a plan to kind of ramp him up here over the course of the rest of the rest of going into the first game, and give us an option to possibly get out there early in the season.
What's Torrey Horton? What's the update on him?
Yeah, he's just ankle. Working through it.
It doesn't seem serious, though?
Not to my knowledge.
Is it safe to say with Nwosu that you're still kind of like wait and see in terms of availability for week one?
Well, I think it's probably too early to come to any conclusions, but we have a preliminary timetable that gets us around the beginning of the season. There's some checkpoints we got to hit along the way. So the first thing is just doing individual, going through walkthrough, staying sharp mentally, which he'll be ready on all that, but we got to get through that first.
When you watch the film, what stood out to you from watching the film of Kansas City?
There's a lot of the things we felt coming off the field. I thought our guys played really hard, all three units. There's some situational stuff that I thought we did really well at the end of the half and at the beginning of the third quarter. There's some situational stuff that fell short a little bit, but it was great. The guys did a great job. The spirit on the sidelines was awesome. Coaches were dialed in. I think our operation improved from the first game as a coaching staff. So a lot of positives, and I think there's a lot of hunger too. There's a lot of eagerness to keep the ball rolling and improve on it and go to Green Bay.
Uchenna is full go for a game. What kind of presence does he bring for that edge group?
I think he felt it in the Minnesota game was probably his best best game last year. It's probably when he felt his best. Uchenna's a leader for us on defense. He's a great edge player on early downs. He's got physicality. He's very, very incredibly smart. He's got a great feel for the game. So, activating on some of those pass rush opportunities in the play action game, I think he's really good at. And then third down, he can run inside and outside. He's a great game runner. He's got great chemistry with those guys like Leo and things like that, and obviously he plays really hard. So hit a lot of boxes right there, but he's a heck of a player.
Where are you at, I guess, on settling on the offensive line and settling on the five there?
Yeah, we're getting close. We'll I don't know if we're gonna announce it or whatever, but we're getting close.
Mike, early in practice, it looks like you kind of walked around different positions and delivered some pointed words. What was the gist of that message?
Oh, it was just. That wasn't anything.
From a leadership perspective, when a young team, a new system, has success like they have these first two preseason games that ultimately don't matter in the grand scheme, as a leader, as a coaching staff, what are you trying to do, big picture, to get them beyond the results of two preseason games?
Well, this is a great opportunity to be relentless. Let's be popping out of our skin every time we get a chance to take the field and play our style of ball. So that's the expectation. We had a really good practice today. Guys flew around. I thought we executed well. I think the offense did some great things there in the red zone. Defensively, I felt like we had a great start to practice. So we'll watch the tape at the end, see how it finished up, especially with the young guys. But I thought the guys did a really good job today.
What do you thought of Nicky Mawari in the two preseason games?
I think you felt Nick out there. He's got to get activated to get going, I think. So, being ready for the calls early in the game is going to help him, especially going through like a game prep. I think that'll help him throughout the week. Right? You have to remind yourself, like with rookies, when they're going, not all offenses are the same. So you kind of get used to seeing our offense, and that comes with like a rhythm and formations and things that I expect. So when the picture changes, operation changes for all rookies, that's a challenge for them, especially you're not going through the cadence of the week of getting guys prepared. So it's kind of places a more of a premium on guys, kind of win early in the down. When he does that, he's done really well.
You kind of had him for 1, 2. Is he someone you think will need another preseason game, maybe play in the finale, or just maybe joint practice?
Yeah, we'll see how the joint practice goes on how we want to play guys. Right now, I don't have him slotted playing in the game, assuming that the practice goes well, but reserve the right to change that.
You mentioned the 10 a.m. starts. You guys have had a lot of success in that, really, the last few years. But is there something specific you mentioned that?
Yeah, there's no like studies behind when you practice. I mean, there's not like a scientific method to this thing. It's just we want the feeling of what it feels like to get up and get activated and get going. I mean, the late morning window is a good performance window for you. It's not as good as like mid-afternoon, but so if you can use it to your advantage if you get the inputs right. So it's really just get a couple extra reps at doing it. So when it's for real, our guys understand how to get their body ready to go play.
Seems like you've got to be coming close to a decision on the center spot. How do you have that conversation with the guy that doesn't end up becoming the starter, but that's battled his tail off so far?
Yeah, those. I mean, you're making decisions with your roster, whether who's in on the initial 53, who's on the initial practice squad. I mean, these are all big conversations that you want to have. But I wouldn't say this is a through not around thing. It's just, hey, look, this is the way we see it. This is how things have played out. This is who we feel like gives us the best chance to go win games. And it's not like this guy's can do it and this guy can't. It's just you're carrying, and at some point you have to make a decision because that's the best for the team. So those conversations will happen at some point. They happened a lot last year, and yeah, I mean that's how you have to do business. And hopefully these conversations aren't like surprising to anybody to a certain extent. You don't want to be like shocking guys. You want to keep that communication fluid throughout the whole process so guys understand what's expected of them, and if they're falling short in a certain area, you give them an opportunity to make it right.
With Sundell and Grace Abel, do you see evidence of like the chemistry they had for playing together?
I haven't asked him that, but I don't see why that couldn't be the case. I thought Jalen played a tremendous game. Coaches felt the same way. Played fast, hit his targets. Speaking of the devil, here he is. Yeah, that's probably the case. Probably exists.
On Greg, just in the 2 games you've seen from him, what have you liked from him?
Well, it's not too big for him. There's poise there. I thought his execution's been really good. Still plays out on the table for him, which is cool. There's an opportunity to grow, and he'll hit those things. I mean, this guy, talk about making the process right. He's done a phenomenal job, and he's stayed hungry, and he's chasing those little details. That's going to make him a great player.
How impressive is his mobility down the line of scrimmage, up the field?
Yeah, that's his arguably his biggest strength is his athleticism. So that's fun to watch.
With the special teams issues on this past game, and chance to look at film, how much of it was execution, scheme? Like, what was your diagnosis? What was going on there?
This isn't a cop out, but it's execution. What we're asking these guys of is very clear. It's sound. We're not doing anything crazy right now schematically, and we have to be able to get runners down and get off blocks and make plays and not get field position flipped on us.
Do you have any update on Olu?
He was out here today, so not in a heavy capacity, but he was out here today.
Is there a ramp up for him, or is he?
Yeah,
Go?
yeah. Hopefully, I'm hoping he practices against Green Bay.
You still thinking Tyrese Knight for week 1's a possibility?
We're going to get some more information in a few days that'll have some more clarity on his situation, but I'd say optimistic.
Do you have an understanding how the virtual measurement system is supposed to work and how long it's supposed to
No, I got to get some clarity on that because it we were laughing while they were doing it that this is like taking forever, but I'm sure they're working out kinks or whatever, however all that works, but I'm for it. I mean, at some point it should be pretty quick, and I think it's probably the most accurate thing, so why not do it?
You liked the tackling in the first game. How about this one Friday?
Yeah, I think by our count again, I think we had 5 missed again. Put a little bit more rack after these missed ones than the first game, but I thought the tackling's been strong in both performances.
Ken got back today. When he's been out on the field, what have you seen from him this camp?
He looks great. He's fast. He's hitting his targets, reading it out pretty well. It's exciting to have him out there. I think when he's been out there, it's been really good.
With the time he's missed between the spring and the summer, like where are you at with kind of the balance of trying to take care of him and protect him, but also needing him to get those reps in a new offense?
Yeah, it's a great question. It's a balance. You got to just make the best decision you can. I mean, there's a lot of walkthrough reps that need to be but at some point, you have, to your point, that you got to do it on the field so you feel confident to go out there and execute at a high level and play your best football. So that's something that we're working through, and he's doing the best he can, and we're doing the best we can as a coaching staff, and we just got to work together on this thing as it unfolds.
Will he go into joint practice?
The plan is yes.
Has anything changed for your plan on the joint practice? For last year was week 2 of the preseason. This week's the last week. Did it change in terms of who you want to get out there and how you want to approach it?
Well, it's just one, so it is a little bit different. You do have to kind of keep the timetable, but I think that's one of the reasons why you just do one practice. But no, this is an opportunity for our ones and twos to be in this environment and practice against a great team and get some great work in.
Last one.
He's done a nice job. I know he had the holding call, but he's really working on his run game stuff. Mac's doing a great job with him. The vets in the room are doing a great job. I thought he's caught the ball with strong hands, been decisive in his routes, playing fast. There's another level he can take it. He knows that, and he's going to get there. He's doing a lot of great stuff.
That kick out box Albert made on the touchdown, is that exactly the value he brings and what you attracted to get him?
Well, I mean, that's a not routine block, but that's something that we do a lot of, and yeah, I mean, consistent execution. Absolutely, the guy's steadfast in his approach, how he operates. He can do a lot of things. He's not just an inline Y. He's not just, and he can do a lot of, second tight end, move tight end type stuff too, and catches the ball well, runs good routes. He's tough. A lot of positives with Sabi.
You'll use him in special teams too, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I know you talked about Anthony Bradford before, kind of how he transformed his body a little bit, maybe in the offseason. How have you seen that really manifest itself, especially in these games?
Well, I think when you watch the tape, you felt the physicality, and then I thought he finished plays the best that he has on tape up to this point was this game. So let's keep stacking those performances. Let's stay relentless on a play in, play out basis, and he can play some really, really great football if he does that.
Have you guys made your decisions on center and right guard yet?
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe not.